Hey guys, it's Tazzy Mallow. Today I'm here to try and find which recipe makes the best clear slime. I've always had trouble making really crystal clear slime like I see on some of the other slime stores. So I'm here to finally try and test out all the ingredients I know and see which one produces the clearest slime. Today I'm just going to be using Elmer's clear glue. I have tried with other clear glues and this one works the best for me personally. I know I've had no luck with some of them, like no matter what I add it just won't clear up. The regular activator I'm going to be using the most is half a cup of teaspoon to 1 cup of borax, and then I'm also going to be trying at the end using a stronger activator, which is 1 teaspoon of borax to 1 cup of water. I also have just regular water here, some baby oil gel, as well as some regular baby oil. Glue slime before. Okay, so what I'm gonna need is a mixing bowl, otherwise I think this would get very messy, and a regular spoon. I'm really not sure why I was showing off the mixing bowl so much. It doesn't even look that good. So I'm going to start with just my regular Elmer's glue and the activator, that is half a teaspoon of borax to 1 cup of water. Throughout all the slimes I'm going to be using that activator except for the slime at the very end, which I'll explain when it gets to the end. But yeah, this is pretty much the standard slime. It's kind of going to be a test of if it does clear up more or less than the other recipes do, and if the consistency is actually nice enough to have as a slime shop slime, because you usually add all the other ingredients in to make it a better consistency. So this will really test to see if it is good enough quality just having glue and activator. Now I did cut out and speed up a lot of the mixing because this took me hours. I'm talking like 3 to 4 hours to mix all these, and I don't think anyone wants to sit here and watch someone mix slime for hours. But yeah, you do have to add the activator in very slowly. With clear glue it can activate really quickly and really suddenly. You also have to knead it because when you're stirring it, the activator doesn't get completely mixed in and kneaded in, so you can often over-activate it without even realizing it. I did also realize, which you'll see in a second, but I was trying to do some cute ASMR, but then when I actually was rewatching this, editing it, I realized that you couldn't actually hear any of the bubble pops or anything I did because I wasn't recording sound, as it was just going to be a fast over. I decided to leave them in anyway though because some of them were kind of cute and it's still a little bit satisfying. Pretend you can hear the bubble pops. I still think it looks really cool. So that was the first test slime, which was just regular glue and regular activator. The second slime I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding water into it. I wanted to try this because I wanted to see if adding water would actually clear it up more, and I'm also not normally a fan of slimes with a lot of water in it because when you add water it kind of dilutes the glue and makes it more jiggly and thin and less stretchy, but I've never really tried it with clear slime because of that reason, so I thought it would be a good one to try because A, I want to see if it is nice and crystal clear, and B, because maybe it will stretch nicely and it won't be super jiggly and gross like a lot of the white slimes I've made. Keep in mind the slimes you add water to are even easier to activate, so you really have to go in slowly with small amounts of activator at a time. I also did notice that while I was making all the slimes, during actually making them, they all had a very similar consistency, even though a lot of them had very different ingredients in them. But at the end, once I let them sit and properly set, this was definitely not the case, and they all felt very different. I'm also sorry, I think I'm losing my voice. I tried recording this once over before, but I really messed up, so this is the second time I'm doing it. I always think it's really cute how small amounts of slime swell. They kind of just look like cute little snail buttons. Okay, so that was slime test number 2, which was just regular glue and water. For reference, I used equal parts glue and water. Okay, so slime number 3, I'm testing glycerin, so I'm just putting the Elmer's glue in, and then maybe about a teaspoon of glycerin. I wasn't sure how much glycerin to add, but I thought a teaspoon would be a pretty safe bet, where it's adding enough that you'll probably see it, but maybe not too much. I probably have the highest hopes for this one because I've seen a lot of people do it before and I never actually tried it, and also glycerin is very thick and very clear, so if anything was going to make a nice clear thick slime, I really did put my bets on glycerin. What I noticed while activating this is that it needed a lot more activator than just a regular clear slime. I think it's because glycerin deactivates the slime, so you need more borax to counteract that, but that does mean if you put too much glycerin in, the amount of borax you'll need with water to counteract that might make your slime very jiggly and watery, so don't make my mistake and put too much glycerin in, because it means you'll need a lot of activator, and that might completely ruin the consistency of your slime. Luckily I didn't make that mistake with this slime that you're seeing here, but I did later go and try and make some more with glycerin just for fun, and it was definitely an effort. So that's slime number 3, which is clear glue and glycerin. Slime number 4, I'm using hair gel. I was going to use both the hair gels to try them, but at this stage I'd already been here for a few hours and I was like, I really don't have the time or the energy, so I thought just trying one would be okay for now. If you want to see a video where I compare different hair gels or any other ingredients, just comment and I'll really try and get to it, because I'm always here to try and find the best clear slime. This one also was a bit harder to activate than regular clear slime. It wasn't as bad as the glycerin though, but it did cloud up a lot as well, a lot more than the other ones while I was making it. But that's no problem, as long as hopefully it kind of clears up in a few days. I also did notice that the hair gel gave the slime a very nice sheen. You know, that kind of like that extra shine that you see on your hair when you use it. It really came through in the slime as well, which I thought was very neat. Alright, so that's slime number 4, which is glue and hair gel. Slime number 5, I'm actually using baby oil gel. I've seen this being used to deactivate clear slime, but I've never actually seen it in a recipe to see if it clears up or if it just deactivates. This was something very hard to get in Australia since they don't really sell it here anymore, so I had to get it shipped internationally. So I was really hoping this would work, because otherwise I had a $20 bottle of baby oil gel and I wouldn't know what to do with it. So this one, because it is used to melt and deactivate slime, it needed a lot more activator, but it got there eventually, and it also clouded up a lot more than some of the other slimes. You can kind of see, but it looks very opaque until you stretch it, where it clears out a little bit but not heaps. Okay, so that was slime number 5 using baby oil gel. Slime number 6, I'm using just regular baby oil. I did really want to feel the consistency difference between the baby oil gel and the regular baby oil. I wanted to know if they'd do the same thing, except for maybe the gel just had a thicker consistency because it is a gel rather than an oil. And I do use baby oil a lot in my white slime, so I had it there anyway. I thought it would be perfect to test. I thought it would be really amazing if this worked, because not only is it clear, but it really softens up slime and a big part. And you always have a big problem with clear glue slime of being sticky and not super soft. So I was really hoping the baby oils would work. Okay, so that was number 6, which was baby oil. So number 7, I'm going to be using a full strength activator, which is what you normally use with white glue, but you don't normally use it with clear glue. So this is 1 full teaspoon of borax to 1 cup of water, rather than half a teaspoon to 1 cup. I wanted to use this so I could see if it cleared up as well. I was using the weaker activator, which is what a lot of people recommend. If this cleared up, it would be nice because it means you'd have a really thick slime, because you'd need half the amount of water as using the weaker activator. So I was really excited because I did really want to see if it would clear up just as good. Okay, so that's all 7 slimes done. This took me like maybe 4 hours. It was almost midnight when I finished, so I'm gonna let them sit for a few days and I'll see you guys then. And hi! Okay, so it's been about a week. I left them. I was only going to leave them for a few days, but I ended up leaving them for a bit longer. A lot of them cleared up pretty early, and because I left them so long, I think they will be a bit deactivated. Because they're a bit deactivated, it means we'll be able to tell how much they cleared up, which is the main thing I wanted for this video. But it might be a bit harder to get an accurate consistency, and the ones that are really melted I'll have to reactivate. And when you reactivate a clear slime, the consistency really changes. That's why you have to let them sit, not just for the bubbles, but it gives it a nice consistency. It's a bit more teary and stretchy when you first activate it, even without overactivating it. You can instantly tell by looking at these slimes which ones has cleared up a lot more than others. I think all of them cleared up somewhat, except for the second to last two. They both are still really like opaque. They both almost look like white glue. Not quite like white glue, but like very close. It's really hard to show you on the camera, but they're quite white. See, you can't see my fingers through the back of them like you could if it was really clear. But starting off with number one. So number one was just slime and activator. You can see that it is very clear, but strangely enough, this one kind of has a tint. For just slime and activator, I'm really surprised because this didn't come out as clear as some of the other ones. In comparison, I'll show you the slime and water. I don't know if it's showing up on camera well, but just the slime and activator, it seems to have a yellowish tint. It's not as crystal clear as the one that we added water to as well. But yeah, you can really see that tint now, especially that I folded it. It is very sticky. We unfortunately had a lot of really hot days while these were sitting. The reason why I'm activating it, it will cloud it up, but that way at least I'll be able to get a slight feel of the consistency, so I can comment to see if any of them do feel really off. So like I said, it did fog up, but in saying that, the consistency is actually really nice. I always worry with just plain clear slime where you don't add in anything extra that the slime will turn out rippy or something like that, just because I've had a lot of, you know, unlucky attempts with just regular clear slime because it is a hard slime to work with. But surely enough, just plain clear slime and borax, it does have a really nice texture. Like, it's not rippy and it's very stretchy. So for number one, I would say definitely do. It didn't come out as clear as some of the others, but like, it's pretty good. And it might have potential to get a lot clearer. Like I said, I'm not sure. Maybe my container wasn't 100% clean, or there was something on my fingers or something. It's really hard to tell. Like, I try my best to keep everything clean, but you know, sometimes something does happen. Now just looking at it, the second one looks like one of the clearest slimes. Look, you can see my fingers right through it. It's really gorgeous. Now this was the clear slime plus water. I don't normally add lots of water to my slime just because I'm scared to make it too jiggly and rippy and not as stretchy and thick. But it really did help it clear it up. I'm very surprised. Okay, so it has melted a lot. I know normally when people make clear slime, they overactivate it before they let it to sit because it does melt. But I've also heard that if you overactivate it, the bubbles take a lot longer to clear up. So I thought I'd rather have the best shot possible at having all the bubbles clear up and then I can just reactivate it rather than having it completely activated when I tested it, just because I really wanted to have the best chance at getting the clearest slime. Okay, so I've activated this and it is nice, but like I said before, the reason why I don't like adding water is you can normally tell because it's not as stretchy. It is kind of not as stretchy and thick as the other clear slime I've just played with and other clear slimes I've made in the past, but its consistency is definitely not terrible and it was very, very clear. So if you're not after a super thick slime and you just want a really crystal clear slime that you can play with and add things into, this is very nice. You can also change the amounts of water you add to how like jiggly you want to have it. But I do like this, and it's not like rippy or anything like that. It just does feel more like a jiggly slime. It's definitely not as stretchy, but it's quite nice. The third, which I was the most excited to try, is glycerin. You can see this one also cleared up great. So if this has a really nice thick consistency, I think it will be my go to. I think it might be slightly less clear than the water. It's really hard to tell though because they're both really clear. But yeah, it is pretty clear. You can see my fingers through it. It is very nice. It does give you a lot to work with. Straight up, it's not as melted, which is always good. It has a really nice consistency. And like I said, it's actually, I think, probably the only one that is actually playable with after sitting out for so long. It is definitely sticky because it's melted a little bit, but like, that's crazy that it didn't need any activator at all to be able to play with it. I do really like this texture. This texture is thicker and stretchier than the last one, so I think this one's my favourite so far. It's got good bubble pops. Yeah, so I think glycerin's in the lead at the moment. Now this one I'm pretty sure is baby oil gel. It's still nice and clear, but it's not as clear as the last two, but we'll see how it feels. Not super deactivated. I don't think this is the baby oil gel. I think this is the hair gel actually. So yeah, I think hair gel. I think this will rank just under the glycerin because it's got a beautiful thick stretchy texture. It's just slightly not as clear, but this is a very close second. I really like it. So I think these last two, one is baby oil gel and one is just plain baby oil. These ones really didn't clear up much at all. They're very, very opaque still, but we'll give them a feel. Okay, so baby oil gel is definitely kind of a fail. I think it's very nice for making white slime, but with clear glue, if you want to have actual clear glue, it really just makes it very cloudy. I think it's the same with just the regular baby oil. The reason why I wanted to do baby oil and baby oil gel, because if they did clear up, I wanted to see if they would have a different consistency, just because one's a thicker gel and one's an oil. But unfortunately, neither of them really worked. I must admit, the gel does feel thicker, and it didn't melt as much. Okay, so the last one is regular glue, like the first one, except for I used double activator. Double activator is just the double quantity of borax in the water compared to what you'd use for regular clear slime. This is a concentration of activator I'd use for white slime, but with clear slime, you normally use half that. So this is technically normal activator, but double what you'd normally use in clear slime. This is how I thought people got really thick slime, but as you can see, it's not as clear as just normal activator and the water and the glycerin, but it is clear, like it cleared up. It's kind of got that weird yellow tint to it, like the one with just activator did as well. But it did clear up, you can see through it. It's not as clear as some of them, but it definitely is clear slime. I really want to know what causes that yellow tint though. We'll see what the consistency is like, see if it is really thick. So it's very sticky, but it didn't deactivate completely like some of the other ones. I will put a little bit of activator in just so it's a bit more holdable. The consistency is really nice and thick, so this definitely does get double points for consistency. I just wish it cleared up a bit more. It wasn't crystal clear, it was just kind of, clear. Okay, so for just clearness, like not considering any other factor, I think the clearest slime was the slime where I also added water. I think the second clearest slime would be the slime where I added glycerin. And the third clearest slime, I would say, would be the slime that I added hair gel. After that, both the normal activator and double activator with just glue drew. They pretty much both were clear but were a little bit tinted. They just had different consistency, so which one you chose is completely on what consistency you want. And then the last two, which didn't really clear up and you probably couldn't call clear slime, were the two with baby oil and baby oil gel. If I were to rank my favourite, including everything, so the texture, how long it stays activated for, and how long it takes to clear up, and not just the clearness, I think the glycerin was my favourite, just because the glycerin was almost as clear, like practically couldn't tell the difference as the water slime, but it had a much better texture. The glycerin made the slime a lot thicker than the water slime because the water slime does thin out the glue and it makes it harder to stretch and it makes it deactivate a lot quicker. So my personal favourite slime recipe for a clear slime with a nice consistency would be glycerin. In saying that, you don't just have to use glycerin. You could probably try adding glycerin and hair gel together, since the hair gel also made probably my second favourite slime. You could try glycerin and water, but I also really like the slime where I just did the double strength borax because it was such a nice texture and it was clear enough for me to be able to work with it. I hope this helped. If you have any other clear slime recipes you want me to try, please comment down below. One tip I will give though is the glue means a lot. I couldn't get Elmer's glue at the start because it's a lot harder to get in Australia, and I was wondering why I couldn't make clear slime. I followed all the recipes, nothing I did worked. Some glues just do not clear up once you activate them. I know Elmer's works, I'm sure there are other glues that works, but if you can't get yours to clear up, don't beat yourself up because sometimes it's just the glue. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time.